We have breaking news right now in an early edition of CBS LA at 8 regarding the warehouse fire in Boyle Heights that reignited today.
As you see right here, LA Mayor Karen Bass and other city officials are addressing it. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Safety at the paramount of what we do every day. About 48 hours or more ago, the LAFD and LA County Fire Department were dispatched to a structure fire where we encountered a 500,000 square foot commercial building with fire on the roof. This fire has been burning for 48 hours. It is a very complex fire that is not of normal building construction. As I stated, the building is 500,000 square feet, approximately 600 feet by 600 feet. This is a cold storage facility. The walls, the roof, are all made of insulated material, and the entire building is a freezer. It holds about 75,000 pallets of frozen food. It has aisles that are 600 feet long and 54 feet tall. 75,000 pallets of food. This is a very dangerous situation for any firefighter around the world. Typically, they bring a great risk to firefighter safety. So the complexity of this fire caused a field incident management team to be activated by Chief Moore, because this fire typically takes, in some cases across the nation, they had a fire like this that took 60 days to extinguish, that did not have the resources to bring to bear that the LA City Fire Department has. We are a very specialized, aggressive fire department with very specialized resources, hazardous materials task forces, urban search and rescue, aircraft, and we brought all of that to bear on this incident. We are in the managed phase of this incident. You're going to see this fire ebb and flow through different conditions of smoke. The smoke will go away and it'll look like we have the fire out, and then 10 minutes later it could flare up again. This is all predicted, and it's all part of our strategy to effectively attack this fire. The reason why this fire has blossomed earlier today is because the fire is so deep-seated in this building, we cannot get water to the seat of the fire. So things have to happen. Three things that we did to protect public safety immediately when we arrived on scene. As a storage facility, they carry thousands of gallons of ammonia that operate their refrigeration systems. With the help of the owner, we brought trucks in, and they pulled all of the ammonia out of all of their tanks into a transport vehicle and moved it off the facility and off the site. They have a generator that takes diesel fuel that has a pump to their sprinkler system. They have continuously filled that generator to keep the sprinklers going to suppress the fire and hold it in check. There was about 56 forklifts that have lithium-ion batteries on it. While the firefight was underway, firefighters went into the building. Every forklift that they were able to start, they pulled out of the building and parked in the parking lot and removed the hazard from any fire impingement. There are still some remaining forklifts inside the building. They are in the uninvolved portion of the building, and we are making a stand there to prevent the fire from entering that building so that there's not a lithium-ion battery hazard. This is going to be an extended event. We have made great progress just today alone. Everything that we stated today happened within the last 24 hours. As you can see, we're doing water drops on this commercial building. This is not normal. Fire departments around the world may wonder why we're doing this. The weight of a water drop can collapse a roof, but the building construction of this roof and the fact that there was no firefighters inside and no public safety risk made it an out-of-the-box prudent choice for us to put water drops and suppress the fire on the surface of this roof based on the span of the building. When the fire blossomed earlier today, that was a predicted event based on everything that we've worked towards. It has now burned through the roof and has given an exhaust path for the gases and the superheated smoke that was inside the building. It has allowed the smoke to evacuate and has allowed us to get more visibility in the building and make other strategical decisions. Our plans are in place for tonight, and tomorrow we will start a new operational period and move forward with our plan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Mayor?
Huh?
Excuse me?
No.
Mayor Bass.
Oh, sure. First of all, let me thank Chief Nick Ferrari, Chief Moore, and all of the brave LAFD firefighters for working around the clock to... Yeah. I want to thank our fire department for working around the clock to keep our community safe. And I particularly want to point out Chief Nick Ferrari and what he described. I want you to know, and we'll get into this in more detail tomorrow, but these are unprecedented tactics that are being used. And so when people are asking, what is our fire department doing to be very aggressive and improve the situation, this is an example of this. Chief Moore will be with us tomorrow, and he'll go into detail about how these are unprecedented tactics that are being used, which is why we hear the helicopters back and forth. I want to thank our councilwoman, Isabel Jurado, for her leadership. She has been on it from the first moment. And I do want to let everyone know that while LAFD continues working to knock down this fire, as the chief said, we are making good progress, but this is to be expected in this type of fire. Angelinos in the area will continue to see smoke, and we want everybody to stay inside, stay away from the affected area, but we will talk about a smoke release center in the Pecan Recreation Center that will begin tonight, and that will provide shelter for anyone that wants to be out of the area and safe. They can go to the community center. As this operation continues, I want to ask people when they can to please stay inside, keep your pets inside, and if you need to go outside for any reason, if you would please wear a mask. I want to end by speaking directly to the families and the businesses in the area. We know that this is concerning, this is inconvenient, but we are doing everything we can to end this as soon as possible, and we want everybody to be safe in the meantime. And then again, I just want to congratulate our fire department for being bold, for being aggressive, for using tactics that haven't been used before to respond to this emergency. And with that, I want to introduce the leader from the area, Councilwoman Isabel Jurado.
Thank you, Mayor Bass. I want to say thank you to the LA Fire Department, Chief Moore, Chief Ferrari, Chief Fields, the PIO Silverman, who's been helping us through this since, 48 hours ago. Once we heard about it, my team and I have been at every single meeting trying to make sure that we have the most up-to-date information so we can provide the best resources and the best information for our constituents. And when we saw that the information was not matching what people needed to know, we made sure to translate it, to disseminate it, correct it, and work with our county partners to make sure all constituents in the city and in the county are aware of what's going on today. The shelter-in-place orders have been lifted. However, there's a smoke advisory right now, and you'll see down the block that there's heavy smoke that still pervades the area. But that's proof of our progress. There's some more black smoke that will be expected, but our firefighters are doing everything possible to make sure that they can put this fire out once and for all. And I've witnessed it firsthand. They're here around the clock, assessing and reassessing and planning and replotting. And it's really amazing to see their work ethic and see the best in class of what firefighting has to offer. Now, we can't do this alone. We need our LAFD firefighters focusing on fighting fires, and our community has shown up to make sure that our constituents know this information, know it in Spanish, know it in person. So we've gone door to door recruiting folks to provide distribution and distribute air masks for the air and air purifiers. We want to thank our donors, Altamed, Supervisor Solis for donating 1,500 masks, Council District 1 for the air purifiers, and all the community groups that have really come out to help us distribute. Proyecto Pastoral, the Running Mommies, Centro CSOs, those are from Boyle Heights communities. This has been a resilient community that has faced history of environmental, pollution and with no recourse. And this city needed to show decisive action, and we're here standing united, making sure that they get equitable city services, because great public safety, great fire service shouldn't be resigned to just the west cities of LA, but the east side deserves it just as much, and that's what we're showing to do. And in advance of all the smoke pollution that is still here, with the support of our mayor, Mayor Bass, have got together Pecan Rec Center to be the smoke relief site overnight for our neighbors who are unable to get clear air in their neighborhoods and to get respite from the smoke that is consistent throughout their neighborhoods. And with that, I want to introduce our Rec and Parks General Manager, who can speak more about what the smoke relief site at Pecan has to offer. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jimmy Kim, General Manager for the Department of Recreation and Parks, under the direction of Mayor Karen Bass and Councilmember Isabel Jurado. In an abundance of caution, we are activating the Pecan Recreation Center in partnership with American Red Cross and the Department of Recreation as the mass care lead. Pecan Recreation Center is open now, taking on any individuals that are seeking relief from the air quality. Pecan Recreation Center is located at 145 South Pecan. Again, that's 145 South Pecan in Los Angeles, 90033. Again, Pecan Recreation Center, 145 South Pecan Street, is open now for individuals that are seeking relief from the air quality. It is open tonight, overnight, and as long as the center is needed for Angelinos and constituents of our neighborhoods. Thank you very much.
And let me just say that we've been joined by our state partners, and to deal with an emergency like this, you need all level of government working together. And so I appreciate you. Assemblymember Mark Gonzalez will go first, and then our Senator, Maria Elena Durazo.
Thank you to our mayor. Thank you, council member. My name is Mark Gonzalez, Assembly member representing Boyle Heights, Montebello and Commerce, surrounding communities. I want to thank the council member and the mayor for working with our staff. Obviously, this started on Wednesday, and we've been monitoring this along with the governor's team. I just got off a phone call with the governor's office. They're also monitoring with Cal OES, but we want to reemphasize and continue to preach the fact that keep those windows closed. If you need to be in this area, avoid it at all costs. If you don't need to be here, we're monitoring the air quality as well with AQMD and others to make sure that folks are safe, wear their masks, close their windows, put the recirculation on in their air conditioning if they are having to drive in this area, but at all costs to avoid it. But our state partners, along with CAL FIRE and others, are continuing to monitor this to provide assistance. And we just want to thank LA City Fire, LA City Parks and Recs, and others for stepping up to the plate. But the state is also here to serve as much as we can. And I want to thank the governor's office as well for working with us to make sure that we provide those resources for the city and for the county as well. Thank you.
State Senator.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. I won't repeat all the precautions that we're asking our communities to take, but just that it is with the different layers of government that we're going to be able to deliver the best service and the most safest services to our communities. Quiero nomás recordar a toda nuestra comunidad que tomen las precauciones que están aconsejando hoy para que puedan seguir adelante sin peligro. Y si necesitan más información, puede llamar a nuestra oficina, a cualquier oficina. Gracias a la alcaldesa y la concejal. Gracias.
Take questions now.
All right, we've been listening to Mayor Karen Bass there and other city and local officials bringing us up to date on the fire burning there at the Boyle Heights Refrigeration Center there. And you know, Susie, we have been hearing quite a bit about this.
That's right. Chief Nick Ferrari, who's at the mic right now, is saying that they've made some great progress today, feeling very confident about the way that things have been going today. The fire that started, of course, on Wednesday, he's saying that they've been using unprecedented tactics to fight this fire. And one of the big takeaways, Juan, from this news conference that we're learning is that firefighters haven't been able to get into the seed of the fire, the source of the fire.
It's 500. Let's listen into this. They're talking more about the possibility of a roof collapse.
For over 48 hours is in severe demolition. The walls are already showing signs of bowing and leaning in. These walls, as I stated, have a different construction type. They're not wooden studs with stucco and wood. These are corrugated steel with foam in the middle, and then another piece of corrugated steel about 6 inches wide. And they interlock all of these walls to the 2-story height of this building and 600 feet by 600 feet. Inside this building, the structural members are so sound that if the roof collapsed, it would come down on those 600-foot aisles that are 54 feet tall and just rest on those aisles inside the building.
So we're not talking about a complete collapse of sections of this building, not the structure of this building.
Correct. No, thank you.
How much of a risk is it with storage facilities in terms of racks in there? Are they racks that are burning this on top and starting to catch fire down below?
So as I stated, there's about 75,000 pallets that are on these 600-foot long aisles, two-sided, and they have forklift machines that run up and down these aisles and grab pallets. It's a distribution center for frozen food. It's a firefighter, extreme firefighter risk to go down an aisle that's 600 feet long, one way in, one way out, and product 54 feet high with the potential to fall. It would trap firefighters and kill them.
So is it burning now? And I guess is the fire starting to come down?
The fire started on the roof, which was a solar farm of panels. The entire roof was covered with solar panels. It's under investigation on the cause, but the solar panels on the roof were highly flammable and caught fire. The fire translated inside the building underneath the roof, and we estimate that the fire is burning between the top of the pallets and all of the product and the roof space.
What safeguards could prevent something like this from happening, since this is the second time this warehouse has caught fire that has that similar kind of setup with all those solar panels and stuff? Help this kind of situation with these warehouses?
I'm not sure I'm prepared to answer that question. I'm sure there's codes and there's buildings and safety codes that they have to abide by when they put these solar panels on roofs. There's also building codes for the building. This building was sprinklered.
Can you talk about resources? So this is a holiday weekend. Obviously, people are going to want to be out enjoying things. Do you have enough resources to protect the city and to continue, throwing all of your weight at this?
Yes, we do. The way the LA City Fire Department is set up with 106 fire stations, we have constant staffing, which is critical to our operation day to day. The fire department has always been built on the premise of a major earthquake, that we have 1,000 firefighters that work each day, that in the event of a major earthquake, we could manage that with the resources that we have and the constant staffing and our ability to recall firefighters to staff additional resources. It's hard to predict. Based on the talents of this organization and all of our partners, I'm more optimistic that we're going to extinguish this fire. We are a very aggressive fire department, and we are working through the clock tonight. We will not stop applying water. We will not stop fighting fire until this is extinguished. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Chief, we haven't been down there, obviously, for our own safety. Has there been any evacuations? Some of those homes, businesses down right by the warehouse?
There are no evacuations.
No evacuations?
No, sir.
How about, I guess this is maybe for the mayor, if you don't mind. You were describing to a lot of folks how they should stay safe with all the smoke. It sounds like that's a shelter in place, but it's not, in fact, a shelter in place. I was confused.
Well, it is a precaution that people should stay in if they can, but if they're not, then they should wear a mask. And I think, and again, we'll go into much more detail about the techniques that are used here, being so unprecedented tomorrow. But anytime something like this happens, and especially when we're using a very aggressive techniques like this, there'll be an evaluation. There'll be an understanding and a study of what has happened here, what worked, what didn't work. But I just have to say that I'm just extremely proud of our fire department being so aggressive, using unprecedented tactics to put everything at it to get this fire under control and then extinguished. So thank you very much. We actually haven't set a time, but it'll be, I would guess, around between 10 and 12. But we'll get that notice out to you before the evening is over, okay? Oh, probably, more than likely.
We'll send an advisory.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All right, you've been listening to a live news conference down in Boyle Heights with city officials talking about the fire that started on Wednesday. Again, Chief Nick Ferrari with the LA Fire Department saying that they have made some great progress today. And one of the big takeaways, as I mentioned earlier, was just the fact that they are still trying to get to the actual source of this fire. And they haven't been able to do that because it has been so dangerous for firefighters to physically go there on the ground. And that's why this was such a noisy news conference, because they have those choppers constantly flying and dropping the water on that building.
Yeah, and Mike, the fire chief saying they will not stop pouring water on this till the fire is out.
Yeah, and you know, Juan and Susie, there was a lot of information that came out of that press conference that was very interesting, very needed, including the fact that we learned this entire building is essentially a freezer. This isn't a building that has freezer components in it. The entire thing is a freezer. I want to show you some video from a bit earlier here where all of this was going on. This is when those solar panels caught fire, reignited after the ones that had kind of already burned and then spread into the ones that were still left there on the roof. That's how we kind of got back into this being such a big deal today. But we learned, in addition to the solar panels that they're dealing with, again, they have this building that essentially the whole thing is a freezer. The walls, he said, are insulated. The roof is insulated. This entire structure acts as that. The aisles inside are 600 feet long with 58 feet tall or 50 feet tall shelves that are in there. Now, we also learned, and a lot of people had this question about the toxicity of what's burning and what's in the air, and you guys may have mentioned this as well, but the fact that they were able to get, I think he said, a couple thousand gallons of ammonia out of there. They were able to load them up and move it out. That was a huge deal because that was what they were so concerned about burning as well. In addition to that, there were forklifts in there with the lithium-ion batteries that they were concerned about, and they were able to, anyone that would start, he said, they were able to move them out of the warehouse. I thought it was also very interesting, and he referenced this a couple of times, that most of these fires that have happened like this take 60 days to put out in other parts of the country. They hope to have it done much quicker here.
And he said it's one of the most dangerous fires for firefighters around the world to tackle. And here we have one in our own backyard. And so frustrating, right, Mike, for the people who live in this area, having to deal with just the stress of the fire's out, no, it's back. And he did say, the chief said that we are going to see this ebb and flow until the fire is out, right?
And such a densely populated area, too, where this is all going on. There's homes all around it. You heard the mayor talk about how they opened up the smoke relief center there at the Pecan Recreation Center for people who want to get out. It's important to note there are no evacuations. The shelter-in-place order is not in effect either anymore. But yeah, exactly. But people who are just tired of it and don't want to be in the area, there's a smoke relief center that has been set up that they can go to as well.
Yeah, the biggest advice, continue to, if you see the smoke, stay inside, stay away, wear a mask, you and your family as well. Okay, Mike, thank you. Well, next, weather meteorologist Danny Roberti joining us now with the air quality and the conditions near the fire.
Yeah, exactly, Juan. Susie, air quality, of course, is top of mind with this situation, and the weather is playing a big role in this. Let's jump right to it, because we are looking at air quality alerts spanning a large area of Los Angeles. I'll show you what conditions are looking like right now, right near that warehouse fire. So we've got a calm wind, winds coming out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Earlier today, it was the marine layer, the June gloom, that kind of served as a lid. It trapped all of the smoke down below, and now the sea breeze is pushing it from the southwest to the northeast. So you're going to notice those neighborhoods and locations just to the northeast of Boyle Heights, pushing out towards the San Gabriel Valley. That's where we're looking at most of the smoke. You might walk outside and smell that smoke. Some folks even writing in that they've been getting headaches from walking outside. That's why it's important to avoid that time outside. We're looking at moderate air quality, and a large area from Boyle Heights, East Los Angeles, stretching all the way to Culver City. This is where we have an air quality alert that's in place, and that's because we have these fine particles that get up in the air and they can get lodged into your throat. So that's why we're looking at concerns through East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights, Culver City, and that's from the fire that the smoke will release. This is what you can keep in mind when we're dealing with this air quality alert. Keep the windows closed, run the air purifier. You want to avoid burning candles, grilling, and then keeping people and pets inside, especially in that area. Now, the good thing is it's cooler outside. That's not really going to be a big concern going into the weekend, the heat, because we are looking at cooler temperatures. Look at this, just like yesterday, temperatures in the lower 70s and the lower 80s here in Southern California, 71 degrees over into our beach communities. And we're going to continue to see that going into this upcoming weekend, where we've got temperatures that are going to be hovering in the 70s and the 80s. Follow me over this way. We're going to walk you through what's happening next. We're going to be looking at temperatures staying slightly below average for this time of the year. Morning clouds and drizzle. They're going to be back first thing tomorrow morning. It's going to be a mild Father's Day weekend. Warming is going to kick into gear on Monday, and then we get toasty as we go into next week. So much so that we're going from 76 tomorrow in Burbank to 90 once we get to next Wednesday. Temperatures soaring 10 to 15 degrees above average for our inland friends. That's not the case this weekend. We have a mild Father's Day weekend in store for you. This low pressure system in place, cooler and cloudier. That's the pattern going into the weekend. 74 Saturday, 74 on Sunday. Yes, we get the morning clouds, but they're actually going to clear a lot quicker than the past couple of mornings. So we're going to have lots of beautiful sunshine out there, and we're going to have some great moments to get outside. We've got 50s to start the day tomorrow morning, 55 in San Bernardino. Here's a look at our high temperatures. We're going to hit the 70s in downtown Los Angeles, 80s in San Bernardino. We've got those upper 80s over into the high deserts, 81 in Santa Clarita, and then 60s for the beaches. We'll stay like that through the weekend. Warming starts Monday, and the hottest days expected to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm really highlighting Wednesday and Thursday because look at what happens in the valleys. Low 80s this weekend. We're flirting with the 90s on Monday, and now we're flirting with the triple digits for some of our warmer valleys once we get to Wednesday, Thursday. Same for the Inland Empire, mid 80s Saturday, mid to upper 80s on Sunday, and our warmer spots in the IE expecting to hit 100 degrees Wednesday and Thursday. Again, this is about 10 to 15 degrees above average. Cooler this weekend, and then toasty going into the middle of next week, and then we're looking at 70s for the beaches. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Actually, sending things back to you, Suze.